She said, "You don't own me. Stop questioning where I go." I replied, "You're right, I don't own you." Then I took back everything I bought for US. What she found inside the empty closet the next morning made her call me 27 times. I'm Carter, 34, and 5 weeks ago I learned that generosity without respect is just financing your own disrespect. My girlfriend Vanessa and I had been together for 2 years. We met at a friend's wedding, hit it off immediately, started dating seriously within a month. She was confident, outgoing, knew everyone everywhere we went. I liked that about her initially, how she could light up a room. I'm more reserved, happy to fade into the background while she commanded attention. About 6 months into our relationship, she moved into my place. I own a 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood, bought it 4 years ago before the market went crazy. Vanessa had been renting a studio apartment across town, complaining constantly about her landlord and the thin walls. Moving in together seemed natural. I didn't ask her to pay rent. She made less than me, and I figured we were building something together. That's when things started shifting. Gradually at first. She'd go out with friends and come home later than she said. 2 hours became 4 hours. Lost track of time became her favorite excuse. I'd ask where she went, who she was with, just making conversation, and she'd get defensive. "Why do you need to know every detail of my life?" "I don't. I'm just asking about your night." Sounds like interrogation to me. But I let it slide. Told myself I was being controlling, that she needed space, that relationships require trust. Then came the money part. Vanessa's car died 8 months ago. Completely dead. Needed a new transmission that cost more than the car was worth. She was panicking about how she'd get to work. I offered to help her get a new car. We went shopping together, found a decent used sedan, $18,000. I put down $12,000. She financed the rest. Title went in her name because it was her car, and I wanted her to feel independent. 3 months later, her laptop crashed. She needed it for work. She did something in marketing, always on Zoom calls and editing presentations. Another $1,400 for a new MacBook. I covered it. Gift, not a loan. Then there were the smaller things. Furniture for the house that she picked out. A new TV for the bedroom. Clothes for events she wanted to attend. Dinners out, vacations, concert tickets. I wasn't keeping score, but when I thought about it, I'd probably spent close to $30,000 on us over 2 years. Money I didn't really mind spending because I thought we were building a future. The breaking point came 3 weeks ago on a Friday night. Vanessa got dressed up around 7 p.m. Not normal dressed up, full makeup, the kind that takes an hour, hair curled, wearing a new dress I'd never seen. "Where are you going?" I asked from the couch. "Out with the girls." "Which girls?" She turned around, irritation already flickering across her face. "Does it matter?" "I'm just asking." "Melissa and Tara. Girls' night. We're getting drinks downtown." "Okay, have fun. What time do you think you'll be back?" "I don't know, Carter. Whenever we're done. I'm just trying to figure out if I should wait up." "You don't own me. Stop questioning where I go." That sentence just hung there in the air between us. The way she said it, like I was some oppressive force in her life instead of the guy who paid for literally everything she had. I stayed calm. Weirdly calm. "You're right. I don't own you." She blinked, surprised by my easy agreement. "Exactly. So stop interrogating me like you do. Have a good night, Vanessa." She left at 7:30 p.m. I sat on that couch for maybe 10 minutes, just thinking. Then I got up and started working. First, I went to her closet. Pulled out every piece of clothing I'd bought her over the past 2 years. That new dress she was wearing? I'd bought 5 others just like it in different colors over the past 6 months. Skirts, blouses, shoes, designer purses she'd pointed out in stores. I had a good memory for what I'd purchased. I left her original clothes, the stuff she'd moved in with, but everything else went into garbage bags. 6 bags total. Then I moved to the furniture. The accent chairs in the living room that she insisted we needed? I'd bought them. I loaded them into my truck. The bedroom TV? Disconnected, into the truck. The coffee table, the decorative lamps, the kitchen appliances she'd wanted to upgrade. All mine, all going. I worked until 2 a.m. Vanessa wasn't home yet. I called my buddy Marcus, who has a storage unit, and he helped me drop everything off. By 3 a.m., the house looked noticeably different. Emptier. More like it had before she moved in. I left one thing in her closet. A note. "You're right. I don't own you." But I also don't own any obligation to provide for someone who treats me like an interrogator for asking basic questions. Everything I bought for US is now removed, since apparently there is no us. Just you doing whatever you want while I fund it. The car title is in your name, so that's yours to keep, but you'll need to handle the remaining payments yourself. Good luck with your independence. I left it hanging where her dresses used to be. Vanessa came home at 4:47 a.m. I know because I was still awake, lying in bed, listening to her stumble in. She went straight to the guest room, didn't even check on me. Probably drunk. I left the house at 7 a.m. before she woke up. Went to my brother's place. Turned my phone off for a few hours because I knew what was coming. Update 1. When I finally turned my phone back on at 11 a.m., I had 27 missed calls from Vanessa, 15 text messages, 3 voicemails. The text started calm. Where are you? Did you leave for work early? Then confusion. Carter, where is all my stuff? Why is the closet empty? Where is the TV? Then panic. Carter, answer your phone. This isn't funny. You can't just take my things. I listened to the first voicemail. Her voice was shrill, angry. What the hell did you do? You took all my clothes. You took the furniture. This is theft. Carter, call me back right now. Second voicemail, still angry but starting to crack. I found your stupid note. This is insane. You're being childish. We need to talk about this like adults. Third voicemail, fully crying. Please call me back. I don't understand what's happening. Just please talk to me. I didn't call back. Instead, I texted, read the note again. Everything I said stands. If you want to discuss logistics of you moving out, I'm happy to have that conversation. Otherwise, there's nothing to talk about. My phone immediately rang. I let it go to voicemail. She texted back, moving out? Carter, this is my home too. Me, it's my house. You don't pay rent. You're not on the lease. Legally, you're a guest who's overstayed. Her, you can't just kick me out. Me, I'm giving you 30 days. That's more than generous. She called again. I answered this time. Carter, what is happening right now? Is this because I went out last night? It's because you've been taking me for granted for months, and last night you made it crystal clear how you see this relationship, or lack thereof. I didn't mean, I was just frustrated. You told me I don't own you. You're right. I don't. But you don't own me either. And I'm done being your ATM while you treat me like I'm controlling for asking basic questions about your life. So you're breaking up with me? Over one argument. One argument? Vanessa, you've been pulling away for months. Coming home later and later, getting defensive every time I ask about your day, acting like I'm some kind of warden. I've spent thousands of dollars supporting you, and you can't even give me basic respect. I never asked you to buy those things. You didn't have to ask. I did it because I thought we were partners. But partners communicate. Partners don't come home at 5 a.m. and crash in the guest room without a word. Silence on the other end. Where were you last night? I asked. Out with Melissa and Tara, like I said. Until 5 a.m.? We went to another bar after, lost track of time. Call them right now. Put them on speaker. What? If you were with them, call them. Let's confirm. More silence. Then, I don't have to prove anything to you. Then we're done here. You have 30 days. I hung up. Update 2. Vanessa didn't come home that night. Or the next night. On Sunday evening, she showed up with her friend Melissa. Actually, Melissa, turns out she exists, and started packing boxes. I stayed in my bedroom and let them work. Around 9 p.m., Melissa knocked on my door. Can I talk to you? I opened it. Melissa looked uncomfortable. Look, I know this isn't my business, but Vanessa's a mess right now. She's been crying for 2 days straight. Okay. She really cares about you. Does she? Because from where I'm standing, she cares about what I provide, not me. Melissa shifted. I think she got overwhelmed. You're really stable and secure, and she's not used to that. Her last boyfriend was chaos. I think she self-sabotages when things get too good. That's not my problem to fix, Melissa. I know. She wasn't with us Friday night. Not the whole time. My stomach dropped. What? We met for drinks at 8. She left around 10:30, said she was meeting another friend. I don't know who. She wouldn't say. But she wasn't with us until 5 a.m. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to know. And because she's lying to you about it. I don't know what she's doing or who she's seeing, but it's not cool. Melissa looked genuinely upset. You seem like a good guy. You didn't deserve this. After Melissa left, Vanessa came to my door. Her eyes were swollen from crying. I need more time to move out. 30 days isn't enough. You've barely been unpacking. You can be out in 2 weeks. Carter, please. Where were you Friday night between 10:30 and 5 a.m.? Her face went white. Melissa told you. Yeah, she did. So I'll ask again, where were you? I met up with someone. Who? Just a friend. A male friend. She didn't answer. Vanessa. Who? His name is Derek. He's someone I used to know. We reconnected a few months ago. We're just friends. You snuck out of girls' night to spend 7 hours with a guy you used to know and didn't tell me about it? It's not like that. Then what's it like? He's going through a divorce. He needed someone to talk to. We got coffee, sat in his car and talked. That's all. For 7 hours. Yes. And you've been seeing him for months. Not seeing him. Talking to him. As a friend. Does he know you have a boyfriend? She hesitated. It never came up. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. It never came up. You spent months talking to some guy, sneaking around, and somehow your live-in boyfriend never came up in conversation. You're twisting this. I'm not twisting anything. You've been having an emotional affair, if not more. You've been checked out of this relationship for months while I paid for your life. And when I asked basic questions about where you were going, you accused me of being controlling. I wasn't having an affair. Emotional affairs are still affairs, Vanessa. And honestly, I don't even care anymore. You have 2 weeks. After that, I'm changing the locks. Final update. Vanessa moved out 12 days later. Took everything that was actually hers, which wasn't much. She tried one more time to talk things through, but I shut it down. There was nothing left to say. I found out through mutual friends that she moved in with Derek 2 weeks after leaving my place. So much for just friends going through a divorce. Apparently, his divorce was finalized a month ago, which means she'd been seeing him when he was still married. Classy. The $12,000 I put toward her car? Gone. She still has the car, and I can't do anything about it since the title is in her name. Expensive lesson learned. The rest of the stuff I took back, furniture, TV, appliances, I ended up donating most of it. Didn't want reminders. Marcus helped me redecorate. Bought new furniture, made the place feel like mine again instead of some shared space with someone who didn't respect it. I started going to the gym more, picked up photography as a hobby, spent more time with friends I'd been neglecting. About 3 weeks ago, Vanessa tried to reach out. Long text about how she'd made mistakes, how she missed me, how Derek wasn't who she thought he was. I read it once and deleted it. Didn't respond. My brother asked me if I regretted how I handled it, the overnight removal of everything I'd bought, the harsh deadline to move out. Honestly, no. Was it petty? Maybe. But it was also the wake-up call both of us needed. She needed to understand that independence comes with responsibility, and I needed to understand that generosity without boundaries is just enabling disrespect. Would I have handled it differently if she'd been honest about Derek from the start? Probably. I'm not unreasonable. If she'd said, "Hey, I reconnected with an old friend who's going through a tough time," I would have been fine with it. But the sneaking around, the defensiveness, the gaslighting me into thinking I was controlling when I asked basic questions, that was the betrayal. Some people think I overreacted. Maybe I did. But I've slept better in the past 5 weeks than I had in the previous 6 months. That tells me everything I need to know. Edit. People keep asking about the car money. Yeah, I basically gifted her $12,000, and there's nothing I can do about it. Lesson learned. Never put major money into something that's not in your name unless you're okay with losing it. Consider it tuition for the school of hard knocks. Edit 2. For those saying I should have kept the clothes since I bought them. Legally murky, emotionally not worth it. I wanted her gone, not a court battle over dresses. Donated them, wrote it off on taxes, moved on.